Good morning, I'm Kelly from the Central Coast Heritage Tree Foundation, and this is Tree Friends, our series on visiting local homeowners and finding out about their favorite trees and how they take care of them. And I'm here this morning because I love field trips and I love trees. And this is Trago from the east side of Templeton. We're going to see what he has going on in his landscape and all the amazing things that he's been doing here. So thank you so much, Trago, for having us out here to your site. And can you give us a little introduction and tell us how long you've been working in this space and what do we have here?
Sure. So we've been here at this house for 8 years, and when we moved in, it was, besides these amazing trees that were already here, it was pretty much blank. And so my goal was to just kind of grow more trees and make every spot usable as possible. And so right here we have, when we moved in, we've got 5 kids, and they dubbed this tree the awesome tree. And you'll kind of see once you get in there, it's kind of this big dome, this live oak, and so it's always dark in there. But once we get in there, you can see just the structure of the tree and how fun it can be for a kid's playground.
So the awesome live oak, let's go inside and see. Here's the awesome tree.
Yeah, so as you can see, I mean, it's just so much fun for kids. My littlest ones have loved to just climb on the tree. It's just a few feet off the ground and they can walk all along this trunk. What I love about oaks is how strong their branches are, and you can just imagine how much weight is on that branch right there, and yet it's still able to hold itself up. But over time, some of my other kids, the older kids, have built little platforms and they tied these ropes so they can get up into the upper branches. But it's just been a really fun tree to live with, to play with. We've done little Easter egg hunts and stuff in here, and so it's one of my favorites.
Do you have any guess? Because I want to climb up into it right now. How old do you think this tree is?
Boy, I mean, if you think about it, this is probably, it was probably maybe two either branches or 2 separate trees that kind of grew together, but this would probably be like the girth of the, the original tree. And so I don't know with how fast oak trees grow. Over 100, I could only imagine.
Definitely, yeah. What a special place to play. I just absolutely love it. Thanks, awesome tree. You are awesome. Okay, we're going to take a look at another amazing tree and learn more about this landscape. So here we are at another amazing tree on this site. So Trago, tell us how much room you're working with here and what's your vision for your project?
Sure. So the property is a little under 7 acres, and we've got 2.5 acres back there that is our pasture, big pasture for the sheep. But otherwise, I would love for the whole rest of the property to have, whether it be trees or landscape or gardens, just to have it all be usable. And so, as you can see, I've kind of been working with this area. We're about 50 yards from the awesome tree that we were just looking at. Right behind us, we've got a little shade garden that I put in. And then, I mean, this is a blue oak that we're standing under now. And it's probably our biggest blue oak on the property. Had to do a little bit of work with it because it had some dangerous branches, but another great tree. So what was the question? What was I answering?
So you've really got your hands all in on this place. I mean, do your own tree work, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of listen to what's going on here and make decisions for what's best for the trees in your environment. So what are some lessons that you've learned along the way?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like you said, I mean, let the trees do the telling, really. I don't like to cut my trees back too much. Sometimes the trees get in our way, so we can barely walk through, so I'll have to trim it up a little bit, trim off dangerous branches, trim off branches that have mistletoe growing on them. Those are the main things. With the oaks, I don't like to mess with them too much because too much trimming can be bad for them, but try to eliminate the chance of branches breaking off. because that can always be dangerous for humans and for the tree. So
Totally. And that, I think, is a great piece of information for people who have a tree or a lot of trees, that listening and just spending time with your trees tells you a lot about them and what they need, which I think is so cool, that that's the way that you're living in coordination with this environment. So do you have any advice for other tree lovers like you?
yeah, the biggest thing that I'm a big advocate for is mulching the ground. So yeah, obviously there are weeds coming through here, but all of this I covered with tree mulch that I got for free from tree trimming companies. Just made some calls when they're in the area. They dumped me some loads. And not only does that help the existing trees, helps their roots and the mycorrhizal fungi growing in there, but it also helps to germinate more trees to come through. So acorns will pop up, hopefully in places that you want them, and whenever they do, I just let them grow.
Yeah.
But then we also, sometimes with that mulch, you'll get other fun trees growing up, and if it's a tree that I'd love in that spot, I'll just let it grow, and then you never have to water it. I mean, if it's a naturally growing tree, those are the easiest ones to take care of.
True. So much good information that I think we're going to have to come back out maybe in the springtime and do another little tour to see how things have changed. And just as a little point of information, the Central Coast Heritage Tree Foundation has a nursery that we use with local acorn stock to grow up our saplings that we can plant for the next generation of heritage trees. And we have some of Trago's blue oaks in there. Don't forget to subscribe to our page so that you can follow all of our Tree Friend videos. And if you have a tree that you want to see on a field trip, then leave us a comment below. And Trago, thank you so much for having us out here today. I just love it, and I look forward to coming back and seeing what else we can learn about your garden.
Thank you.